Hey, what's up? This is Ambiguity here. We've had a few longer form videos, so we're going to go rapid fire for this one. And apologies if it's slightly noisier than it is normally. It is ridiculously hot in the UK, hence the vest also. So I've got the window open, but it was either that or I literally die. I also was originally not going to do a video based on face masks. I didn't want to do the kind of capitalizing on a crisis type thing. But there's already a face mask video that I did about a year and a half ago, and people are commenting on it like all the time saying, well, this video didn't age very well. Time to update that old video on that basis, and also to look at some options which are better over and above your regular disposable hygiene mask. What these masks will do better is A, they're going to look nicer, so they're more appropriate to wear in a fashion context, and they're going to be either more adjustable, more breathable, or more comfortable in some way. That's going to make you more likely to want to wear one, more likely to keep one on, which helps everyone out, which is great. So we're going to take a look at some of these best options, some of these cool things that are out there, all designed to give you something over and above your regular disposable hygiene mask. So let's do it. First we'll have a look at a few Techwear brand options. Dispatch have got some masks now. They're a Carry Goods brand, and they've added this into their repertoire. They look pretty decent. They've got some good adjustability too, with a proper buckle on the back. They also use this bandana style design, so it's designed to be a bit closer fitting and a bit more comfortable as well. But also these come in 3 different sizes, so if you struggle with your regular kind of face mask design, then you've got a little bit more flexibility and a few more options here. Apparently these do fit a little bit more on the snug side, so not so hot if you've got a massive beard or something, but other than that, it should work pretty nicely for you. And in general, you want something snug rather than a big saggy mask. Nobody wants that. Ministry of Supply are another Carry Goods brand who are doing masks now. These ones vary in that they have these disposable inserts which go inside, being antibacterial, so that helps give you a little bit extra protection over and above a regular cloth mask. So you buy the mask itself, it comes with a bunch of these inserts that you can chuck away after you use them, and then the mask itself being reusable. They also said that they are donating 1 mask to an essential worker per purchase, so you're actually doing something good when you buy these, which is nice. At the moment, they are currently redesigning this model and coming out with a version 2, so you can sign up to be notified when those new ones are out, so you can be hot on it and getting those new versions. If you like the more edgy Techwear stuff, or you just want to make use of a Techwear brand in inverted commas in your outfits, or in your masks at least, then Motif have some options there. They're pretty simple, they're basic, they do the job. They've got the little branded Motif tag as they tend to use on a lot of their stuff, and coming in at $9 a pop, they're one of the cheaper options on this list. Orbit Gear fall into a similar category. They've got their basic design, which I think is $8, so slightly less, and they've got some more advanced versions as well with different securing mechanisms around the back, so you can get an even better fit, 100% chance of that mask staying on that face of yours. Even those ones come in at under $20, and some of them have got like magnetic clasps. There's ones that have these kind of luminescent side panels as well that they've used in some of their bags or jackets before, so they're pretty fun. Stock unfortunately does not seem too hot on these things. All the ones that I looked at were sold out, so it's probably one that you'll have to keep an eye out for restocks on, or maybe worth like messaging their Instagram or something like that if they've got any restocks planned. In fact, because of the high demand for masks right now, that is probably going to be a fairly common feature of a lot of the masks that we're talking about here, at least for the time being. There are a few Techwear brands that are offering masks as like extras as well, so Gorilla Group is probably the prime example of this. When you buy, I think it's anything or almost anything on their store, they will ship you, if you want one, a free Gorilla Group mask as well, which they made themselves. Shame you can't buy them separately, but I believe their stance was that they didn't want to be seen to be profiting off the high demand for masks right now, so they were offering it more as a way to, here's an extra something to help keep yourself safe, which is pretty cool. Has quite a substantial, quite a protective look as well, so if you like that kind of look, may well be up your street. I've also heard Antwon, they don't specifically advertise masks at all, but a couple of people have requested when they order stuff to say, oh, is it possible, can you make me a mask out of the same material as well? And they have actually obliged on those occasions. So order yourself a $400 mask and you get a free pair of Antwon pants. Triple Aught Design have just come out with some masks as well. They're a kind of tactical lifestyle brand, I guess is the best way to describe them, but they've got this stitched pattern on the front, kind of Decepticon looking thing, which is quite interesting. I suppose. There is of course a limited way of making masks look truly unique, apart from putting crazy patterns on the front or something, or you know, like the big anime grin that people used to have a couple of years ago. So this is a pretty cool way to differentiate, and I believe the point of those stitches is to add different points of articulation as well, making them a better and a more secure fit, which ultimately is going to make them more comfortable. Some have some really cool shapes though, which to an extent reinvent the design of your typical mask. Petit pli is one of these, which I was recommended recently, which has this really cool wrapped design, very different to the traditional hooks over the ear type deal. So these look really comfy, and from an aesthetic perspective I could see these looking awesome with like some cool layered stuff, getting that proper like hermit look thing with, yeah, this pleated appearance is very different to what you would normally expect, and I really like it for that reason. You might want some different performance though rather than look, so you could have a look at these ASRV ones, which I was recommended by Quantius. They've got a couple of different models and designs, some of which use this multi-layered construction with a copper layer in the middle. In theory, that's designed to be more protective than a regular mask, it's some kind of antimicrobial quality. I have no idea as to the validity of that claim, but that's what they're going for at least. So in theory, gives you a little bit above the regular thing. Some of these have quite prominent ASRV branding on the front that may be to your taste, that may not, frankly, but they've got a couple of different designs, some of which don't use that, if you do prefer the more subtle take on things. Some of them as well have the technology named kind of on one side, which is a little bit cooler, I think, so you could go for that instead. You might be thinking at this point, yeah, all these masks are cool, but they're just regular masks or variations on that at the end of the day. Well, do I have a treat for you? Take a look at this thing, the AIR mask. As you can see, this absolutely revolutionizes what you would expect a mask to look like. This thing is absolutely insane, straight from the year 3020, and in terms of looking cool in futuristic outfits, I mean, this thing is just miles above anything else you could possibly imagine. It's not just about looks though, this thing is designed to filter out particulate matter, is what they say, 50 times better than an equivalent mask, and that is compared to the N95, the actual proper surgical grade filtration masks that people have been using. And it does that without providing a seal around your face, so it makes it way easier to breathe, in theory more comfortable to wear for a long period of time, and because it's transparent, you can kind of see facial expressions and all that sort of thing through it. Might not be up your street if you prefer the concealment factor, but if you're looking for something eye-catching, then, well, I think you found the mask for you. The downside of this stuff though is not only are these coming in at $350 it looks like, but they were only available for pre-order, and those pre-orders have now sold out. So I honestly don't know if or when these things are actually going to be available for the masses to purchase, but it's such futuristic technology, it claims to do things in such a different way to any other mask on the market. It's definitely worth keeping an eye on for that reason. Could be the kind of thing that, you know, you got brands like AO here innovating and doing this crazy new stuff, and eventually over time that starts filtering down, no pun intended, to other masks and giving them this kind of functionality in a more rudimentary or a more affordable way. If you walk around wearing these though, people are going to think you're a robot or something. The world is not quite ready to see people walking around looking like this yet. If you saw issue 3, I think, of Cyber magazine as well, you might recognize this kind of design. This brand was formerly called 0202. They've changed their brand name, they've changed the design of the masks as well, and it seems like they are closer to being made into real purchasable products, which is pretty cool. Going back to more regular designs now, John Elliott is a brand that I quite like. They too have come out with face masks in the last couple of months. The design is relatively basic, although they do have a few tie-dye options, which is a little bit different to everything else that's out there. You've got the John Elliott branding as well on the black ones with a little tag if you're really desperate to flex John Elliott, although that seems a bit pointless considering the John Elliott brand is very much about minimalism and understating and all that sort of thing. But anyway, these are made in the US, so if you like your local manufacturer, then this might be the one for you. And some of the proceeds are going to UCLA Health as well. So again, there is a kind of charitable benefit of this purchase. And honestly, some of the stuff that I talked about in that older video before is still going to be relevant here. So the Nike Squad and Strike Snoods, If you can still find them, that is, they still make a great option, especially when it starts getting a little bit colder. I would not want to wear one now because it's like 35 degrees outside or something, and they are quite protective. They cover your ears as well. They're going to serve a similar function to a hygiene mask, and I think they look really nice and they're pretty comfy to wear also. Gaiters are pretty dime a dozen as well. Your favorite outdoor brand may well do them. Arc'teryx has some, North Face, Columbia, a bunch of different people. So just check out your favorite, you might have something that's up your street. Alternatively, Amazon have a whole bunch of different colors and stuff. In fact, so many brands are getting involved with this new demand for masks that you may well find that whatever your favorite brand happens to be, they've got some kind of option which is up your street. So I would say, yeah, whatever those brands that you like are, just have a look through their new releases, have a look through their accessories section, and you may well find something that you like and is going to give you the right amount of protection. And yes, of course, Acronym have their own selection of face masks that they've brought out through the years as well. If you're able to scoop one of those up on Grailed, they're going to be pretty expensive. I probably wouldn't recommend them for these purposes, to be honest, but you know, they're Acronym, so you pay the extra money, and for the most part they look quite cool as well. I do like the NG4 with the cool zip down the front. That was a whistle-stop tour through the new world, the new landscape of masks and such. There's so many though that are available, so many brands doing these. I'm going to put a link to a GQ article in the description which has like just basically a massive list of all kinds of different like independent and small brands doing different masks and such. So you might find something cool down there as well. But of the ones I presented here, let me know what one sounds the best to you, what one's your favorite, and if you've already picked any of these up, then it would be great to hear some of your thoughts on these, if they actually stack up, because a lot of them look like they are designed to be pretty comfortable for all-day wear and pretty useful. So hopefully that is actually the case. And if there's any I've missed, of course, stick your suggestions down there in the comments, because there's going to be a lot of people, let's face it, looking for masks right now, so it's going to be super helpful. But if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, because it is super appreciated. And as always, we will be back next week with another video. Loads of people in last week's video giving some great jewelry suggestions. So Caleb suggested Basque Berlin. I don't know how you pronounce that, but they looked pretty sweet. We have Lev S suggesting Parts of 4 as well, another great suggestion for that kind of brutalist look. Danny as well suggesting Alicia Hannah Naomi. I looked them up as well, and again, very similar vibes to the Gone Archive stuff and some of the other things. So yeah, definitely appropriate for these kind of looks too. So thanks to all those guys, and I know there were more people that suggested different brands as well, so thanks to everyone. And thanks to you for making it all the way to the end of the video. If you want to catch some more stuff, there's going to be links going up at the top there to whatever other fun videos I happen to have made recently, or if you want to subscribe and then you want to see those future videos when those bad boys come out, then you can do that straight away. So yeah, hit the button, subscribe, and we'll all have a great time.